Yo, what's the weather like for you, bro? It's it's like full cloud coverage. But the weirdest thing, man, it's like we're in the middle of June and our weather has been really mild. Like normally, bro, I would be complaining about how hot the studio is. I'm sweating my balls off. I can't stand the heat, but like nah, like this year has been so fucking mild so far. Like normally this is the time of year where things start to like heat up and the temperature starts going up. And like a couple weeks ago we were in like the high 70s. But we haven't hit like 80s or nothing like that all year. I don't know if we're gonna hit 80s this week. So maybe like um it's in the 90s most of the day. And then a tiny bit of rain. Bro, we ain't nah. It is weird. I haven't put so I put two ACs in. I put this AC unit in and I've ran it a few times and I put I put the AC unit in my bedroom window, but like I'm normally in the living room. If I'm chilling in the house, I'm downstairs in like the living room, dining room area. And I haven't had to put the big AC in the window yet all year. Like it hasn't. I don't think it's been hot enough for me to put that AC in. If normally I would have had that shit in by now. I don't know, man. Weather-wise, we just been having really weird weather. This past winter was really mild. I didn't even shovel. I shoveled like once this winter, once or twice this past winter. And that's not normal. Like normally I'm shoveling like 6-7 times a winter. I'm talking about big snow. Man, this last winter, bro, I barely shoveled anything. I think I shoveled snow twice. And now, like I said, normally this time of year I'll have all the ACs bumping, trying to cool the house off. I don't even need that shit right now. Like it's not hot. I don't know. Climate change, global warming, global cooling, chemtrail. I don't know what the fuck the problem is, but shit is. I just can tell this isn't our normal, average seasonal like temperatures and shit. I'm telling you, bruh, it is strange as shit. In the middle of June, and it's been like 65 degrees all day. It's just kind of like staying in the 60s. I don't know how to call it, man. I don't know what to say about it. It's unusual. I've lived here long enough. I've been in this area for about 12, 13 years. It's normally, I don't know, like the weather just act different. Oh, I forgot this lighter was going out. Son of a bitch. Ah! Ah! Old business card. I got that one in the back. I'm gonna go grab a water and I need another lighter. Alright, let me set this here. Yo, what's good? Yo, Xerox, what's good, bro? Man, say ultimate pencil game. That's not long enough? Why isn't that? Fuck, man. Guess we're good now. Always keep a fresh pack of Bics so I can flick my Bic. You wanna flick my Bic? No? I'll flick my own Bic. I had the offer while it's brand new. I was gonna let you flick it first. You know what I'm saying? Before I even put my first flick in, if you wanted to flick my Bic, you know what I'm saying? You'd be the first person to flick my Bic. You can flick it. And you say you pass, I get it. Everybody don't want to flick a Bic. You know what I'm saying? I flick my Bic. I got all kind of business cards now. My work business card. I got new. Where's my new? Oh, got new personal business cards. And then I was actually I've been driving my truck a lot lately, and that shit old as hell, man. I had that shit for years, and I don't know. It's really just my work vehicle. And I was cleaning it out a little bit and looked in the center console, and I got some of my older business cards, and I was like, yo, I forgot all about these. So I made like two, six. I think this is probably like the sixth business card that I made, like just the design of it. Still all the same information since my first business card like 12 years ago, because I've had the same phone number and the same Yahoo email forever. So like my information hasn't changed, just the images I put on the card, which is cool because I like to update it with some newer stuff. And then plus like some people don't even put like pictures on their card because it costs a little bit more to print like those colorful images. So people just have like basic information or some graphic font or something like that. But like my business cards, like you're literally getting a print. This is a very small miniature print of a painting, if you want to look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? How you have those little frames that have like littler frames in it where you put a little bunch of small pictures in that shit. You can put one of these, just slide this shit in there, and it'd be like a little teeny painting. But finally got those in. Ordered those like uh, a little more than a week ago. And that's because like I don't know. I handed out some cards like a couple of weeks ago at our arts fiesta, and I keep forgetting that somehow Vistaprint messed up my last order and didn't put my complete phone number on there. And so every time I give out a card, I keep forgetting that people are like, "Oh, your number's wrong" or whatever. And somebody else contacted me, said, "Hey, I think you gave somebody your card and they were trying to contact you, but the number's wrong." I'm like, no, I know. So now I just got newer cards with my number on there. what you got? What you got in your drink? What it look like? It's what you think it is. You think what you, oh, you getting that drink? What's in that drink, man? It's what you think it is. Yeah. What it look like? You know how you know how you know how when you eat hot stuff, you try to drink something to cool the heat down. You can't do it with this. You can't eat nothing hot and then drink this and think like, oh, this is gonna quench the heat. No, it ain't. It's gonna make it hotter. That's all it is. Get you some lemonade. I put two. I put two jalapenos, fresh ones, about this big. You know, you can put one in there, but just drink a little bit or pour a little bit off the top. Dice your jalapeno. Throw that bitch right up in there. And then let it sit overnight. Let it sit overnight. Come back to that bad boy the next day. And then after that, progressively, like I did mine 2 days ago. It's ready now, boy. That shit ready now, boy. Delicious. And it tastes like exactly it tastes exactly like what you think it would taste like. It it's it tastes like jalapeno lemonade. It's hard to describe it. If you like spiciness, if you like fresh jalapenos, and if you like lemonade, bro, it's jalapeno lemonade. It is, and it's fucking delicious, bro. I don't drink my lemonade no other way now. Like I don't buy lemonade all the time. I try to drink more water than anything, but and like really colorful juices, like fruit punches and all that shit. I can't drink all them dyes and shit like that no more. And this is enough dye, yellow 5 or whatever the fuck this shit is. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like to drink this all the time, but when I get lemonade, I buy peppers. It's like they go hand in. I don't buy this shit without buying peppers. uh, let me get some lemonade. I sip on this shit this week and 2 peppers every time. I saw it on Instagram. I ain't come up with this shit, bro. I saw that shit on Instagram. Motherfuckers like, hear me out. He got a white dude in a nice kitchen. His lemonade and his cutting board. He's like, just hear me out, man. You like jalapenos? You like fresh peppers? You like lemonade? Put them together, man. And he said somebody else told him that shit. He was like, I ain't think this shit would be good, man. And man, I done tried this shit. Now let it sit overnight, like 24 hours if you can. Do it one morning, come back to it the next day. You're gonna thank me. You're gonna thank me. It's delicious. If you like spiciness. And this motherfucker was not wrong. Whoever told him about that shit, I'm happy you told him. And I'm happy he made a YouTube video because this like my thing now. I just love spicy stuff anyway. I got like 5 or 6 different kind of hot sauces, a couple different peppers. I pickle my own peppers. I do like mixed peppers in a jar, so I'll do jalapenos, habaneros, some long peppers, and I'll just dice all them shits up and put them pepperoncinis and just throw all them shits in one jar together and just pickle all that shit. So when you dip from that shit, it'll medley. You'd be surprised what you get. I put very few habaneros in there. That shit is like the ones I be getting, but them shits be so damn spicy, yo. But them peppers good for like salads and steaks. Put a little bit in your stews or your greens or something like that. Uh, whatever the chemical is in peppers that give it spice, that make it hot, that shit is actually good for your gut biome. Um, whatever that shit is helps your healthy gut bacteria. So if you can stand a little bit of spicy food, it's always good to eat it. Cayenne pepper is a really, really good one. And believe it or not, just regular black pepper. Regular black pepper allows your system to absorb other nutrients and minerals. Uh, there's like a few different healthy shots or wellness shots, like little elixirs. Normally they have like ginger or uh, some type of apricot or some shit like that, and then they'll, if you read the ingredients, it'll have like black pepper, because when black pepper just helps your system absorb all the other stuff. So pepper is good for you. Most people, not most people, I know a lot of people who just don't like hot shit. Period. Yo, my homie, the motherfucker don't eat. He don't eat hot shit. Nothing. Not even like mild shit. He barbecue, garlic flavor, like any spices. That fucker don't really fuck with spice. I'm trying to tell him, man, that shit be good for your goddamn stomach, bro. Yeah, me, I just like spicy shit. Not too much. Whatever that is, yeah, yeah, yeah. That shit right there good for you, bro. That's the hot part, and it's mostly in the seeds. Believe it or not, like the flesh of the pepper does have spice in it, but the plant actually developed the hot part in the seeds to prevent animals from eating that shit. But bell peppers, black peppers, cayenne pepper, any kind of peppers, man. Peppers, put them in your diet. Alright, you've been streaming about 30 minutes. We about to get a little painting there. Starting to go back in detail, do the final detail on the skin. Making progress. It's Tuesday. So, fuck. Uh-oh. So we had our quarterly. I tried to cough and burp at the same time. This shit feels so weird. All right. So we had our quarterly staff meeting today. On Tuesdays, I normally go to the prison, but I had to skip that to attend our staff meeting. And that was a great victory today. A great victory. So we have a change to our dress code policy. And I can now wear shorts to work. As long as they're professional looking khakis that come to the knees. It's a great day, son. It's a great day. Yes, sir. So I can't wait to go shopping now. I'm about to go get me like 3-4 pair of shorts. Give me like a couple pair of khaki shorts and some dark blue shorts. Maybe some gray ones. Cause when that heat be out, I'm chilling now, bro. Great success. Nah, bro, they already know. They ain't want that. That shit was gonna fuck the game up. That shit was gonna fuck the game all the way up. And I know, because I told certain people. So, and then the other boy, I don't know who he told, but I know that shit got around like, oh, this motherfucker gonna do that for real? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you won't be able to discriminate. Yo, what's good? You won't be able to hate neither. Don't hate on me. I'm gonna make it work. Some kind of look, just wear shorts, y'all. And then our head director, like I say though, somebody went to HR on the one dude, right? Basically, our head director said, she said, when it comes to dress code policy, it's written down. We know what it is. Everyone knows what it is. Everybody should adhere to the dress code. If there are any issues with the dress code, I feel my managers and directors are able to handle their own departments. Leave it to them. Don't come telling me. And that's and I like how she said that shit, yo. If you see somebody wearing something that you don't think is a man, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Let they boss handle that shit. Don't come running to us about, oh, she got this on, or oh, he's wearing that, or oh, that. Like, no more of that shit, yo. Don't, no more. You know what I'm saying? Everybody follow the goddamn codes as closely as we can to looking work casual, office casual. How hard is that? And like I say, this has been my argument for years in the office. Cause some parts of the office, man, that shit be hot, bro. And my boss, like her office, like she don't got no windows in her office, yo. Like her shit a little hot box. That shit be hot as a bitch in there. I can't imagine sitting in that bitch all day like that. Like man, look, I've been saying it for years, and that's why when I started doing Skyview, that's why. Yo, I hammered that shit so hard. Like, yo, when I'm outside with the kids, I'm wearing shorts. I'm wearing shorts. Somehow, I'm wearing shorts. And I'm gonna do. Are you gonna send me home every day? You gonna write me up, or you gonna fire me over this shit? Cause I'm wearing shorts. It's not fair in the summertime when it's super fucking hot that women can wear dresses and I can't wear shorts. Like, what? I never understood the difference, bro. I never understood the difference in that shit. Like, just let me wear shorts. I'm not trying to wear some baggy ass fucking jean shorts or some saggy shit or some super tight biker shorts. I got khaki. I got fucking khaki shorts, Dockers. I can't wear these shits to work. Come on, man. With nice shoes and a polo shirt, just like everything. But once again. And women hate double standards and shit all the fucking time. That's a double standard. Well, yeah. Like I say, man, a woman can have a nice blouse with a low cut, not even cleavage really, but still like a low cut and no sleeves. If I go into work with a shirt with no sleeves, like women in the office, I can see their entire shoulder with some of their blouses. So if I go in there with a shirt cut like this, motherfuckers look at me weird. Like, fuck you, what you got on? It's like, yeah, but y'all can wear shit like that because it's cool and it's comfortable. But I can't. I can't at least wear shorts. Come on. Everybody here got fucking skirts and dresses on. Y'all got sandals and your toes out and all that shit, man. The fucking thin ass low cut blouses. And I gotta wear fucking long ass, hot ass khakis. I'm good. Luckily, like days like today, it ain't even hot at all. It's actually chilly out. I'm about to close my goddamn window. Um, paint. We gotta paint some shit. Let's do something. Make something shake. Make something happen. You know what I'm saying? Once again, trying to do too much. I'm still coughing.
What the hell? My tolerance ain't like it used to be, bro. I used to inhale a whole blunt in one breath and hold it in to the next day. Sometimes I'll inhale smoke and won't even let that out. I just put it out later. Now I hit the little weed pipe one time. I'm like, feel like I'm about to die. I used to just swallow the weed smoke. Y'all ain't never do that? Just swallow that shit. Yeah, it's breezy. It's as breezy as a bitch out there. I'm gonna close this window. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go put pants on. How about that? How about this? That ain't gonna work. You do it like that. Yo, they said Hunter Biden was found guilty on some gun charges because he was a drug addict when he bought a gun. Not saying he did anything illegal with the gun. It was just illegal for him to own the gun, I guess. Fucked up situation, bro. They trying to make um they trying to make Trump out to be a goddamn felon. Not Hunter Biden. He about to be a felon. But his daddy the president. So his daddy gonna give him a pardon anyway. You think that dude gonna go to jail? I highly doubt it. I highly, highly doubt it. He's gonna get a teeny fine and some probation with good behavior. He'll be off probation in like a couple weeks. Watch. I wonder what this is right here. See, once again, I can't listen to all this shit when I'm on Instagram.
Transition where our trust in institutions of authority is falling apart.
Omizu was
only
good.
Look at what appears to be a seismic.
Do you have to wear knee-high socks with those shorts? I hope not. I mean, I got knee-high shorts, but if the shorts come down to your kneecaps and you have to wear a knee-high short, it kind of defeats the point. So that wasn't specified if I have to wear knee-high socks, because I'm not. I'm wearing some footies. So my legs can be cool. And when I sit down, I'm sitting wide-legged to get that AC effect going. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, bro. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Get the breeze. The breeze come in one leg and go out the other leg. What the fuck?
Come again? Oh my gosh. Are these all cum? Oh my god. You guys know I hate drinking cum.
What the fuck? What the fuck was that?
Big change happened in 1966, particularly to John and myself, because a dentist we were having dinner with put this LSD in our coffee. Now, if you've taken that, will know what I'm talking about, and anybody who hasn't taken it won't have a clue because it transforms you. After that, I didn't need it ever again. That's the thing about LSD, you don't need it twice.
You've only taken it once?
Oh no, I took it lots of times. But I only needed it once. Big change happened in 1960s.
Oh no, I took LSD a lot of times, motherfucker, but I love that shit. I ain't had to. I was good at the initial.
Then the verdict in the Trump trial, 34 convictions. Do you think it's possible or even likely that Trump will be jailed? And do you think this will become a catalytic event in this, what appears to be, again, the sort of dissolution of America?
Well, I now do think it's likely he will be jailed.
Really?
I think it's almost impossible that he won't be, in a weird way, because think about it. So he gets 34. They got him on 34 of 34. Let's put aside whether any of it was legit, which I largely don't think it was, whether it was fixed because the DA was a Soros DA, and that they basically set up the entire system to get this guy, and it's on charges that no one else has been brought against, and all the rest. I put all of that aside. 34 of 34 charges, right, they hit him with. And now the judge has till July 11th, and it's just up to the judge. The judge is the one that sets the sentencing. I did some checking on this because I was like, I think I know that, but I asked a couple of my friends who are legal scholars. It is simply up to the judge right now. So that one man can basically decide what to do. So he could basically say to Trump, okay, you know what, it was a while ago, you're running for president, it doesn't seem good for the country if we throw you in jail, so we'll just fine you, or you can't do business in New York anymore, or something like that. But I don't think he's going that route. They just presided over this thing for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and I think he's going to look at it and now think that he's the hero in the story. And how do we end Trump? We end Trump by putting him in jail. Even if you only put him in jail for 2 months. You know what I mean? Like, you just do something that furthers the thing. Like, for all the stuff that you and I talk about that we're trying to make the world a little bit better or make people understand the stuff a little bit to the extent that we can, it's like the stuff pretty much gets worse all the time, right? Like, not everywhere. In some places it doesn't. You said to me right before we started that you were thinking about moving to Florida. It's like it's working here on a day-to-day basis. That's why everyone that comes into my studio here, they say the same exact thing. I'm thinking about moving to Florida. The thing can work, but largely the system has just been getting worse and worse and worse. And I think at this point, because there's been, maybe you can think of one, I can't think of one moment in the last couple of years as it's pertained to all the big stories where suddenly things got a lot better. You know what I mean? Where we didn't just continue on that path of, oh, everyone said, oh, it's so crazy, right? Everyone every day, it's so crazy. How's the news? It's so crazy. It's nuts. And then it's like, 2 weeks later, it's nuttier. It's never like, oh, it did sort of get back to normalcy. We stopped pretending that boys are girls or whatever the other things are. Now, there are pockets where that is happening properly. Again, this place where we kicked a lot of the woke stuff out of schools and everything else. But at a national or even, I guess, global sense, it seems to, the energy is just, the entropy of it is that it'll get worse and worse. So it seems to me that the story of Trump, like you've been talking about your own story and your own journey and all that, that the story he's on is now he is going to end up in jail. I don't know what that does to the political part of all of this. I sense it's going to rightfully enrage a whole bunch of people, and I don't know where that puts us as a country. And as you said before, half the people believe one thing, half the people believe another thing. How do we arbitrage those situations? But I see almost no way around it. And the other part, I don't know if you know this, but you know, when they appeal this thing, It gets appealed to the Supreme Court of New York, obviously not to the Supreme Court of the United States. The Supreme Court of New York has 5 black female judges. Now, I don't judge anyone based on the color of their skin or on their gender. However, it is virtually, someone ran the numbers on this, and one of my guys can correct me, it's virtually impossible statistically to have a court makeup of 5 black women. You know what I mean? So DEI and diversity did get these women, at least some of them, the job. So then you have to think, do they all kind of think the same thing? And do they think judicially the same thing? And do they all kind of think the same thing about Trump? And what a horrible thing to have to think about, that just because of someone's skin color and gender, that, but so you can basically assume that when it gets to appeal, because they're obviously going to appeal it, the appeal will be denied. And then you can basically assume that the judge is going to throw him in jail. And by the way, I hope I'm wrong about all.
Yo, I don't know why this shit is giving me fucking anxiety right now. Yo, this shit is crazy. Yo, this is crazy. No, I gotta share this with somebody.
All of that. I hope someone will watch this in 2 months and be like, Ruben really screwed that one up.
Vis-a-vis the Supreme Court point, I suppose the argument that's been made out of progressivism is that if there's 5 white men in their 60s that are presumably heterosexual, like that you could make a comparable argument, although demographically it's different because of the makeup of the country, would, you know, aside from
sure, but we can play that out a little
point,
bit. Yeah.
I feel like we were in a kind of Tolkien-esque moment where things have become like mythically significant, and I don't see how this can lead to anything other than further despair. And I recognise that you made a good point, even though you're aware of all of the various sort of rationalist intellectuals that will come out. So
yeah, but this is ridiculous. I don't know. I mean, they have to because these motherfuckers deal with psychology more than anything. They know individuals, and they know groupthink. They know how to pander to different age groups, different demographics. These people are fully aware of the fallout that would occur if they lock this motherfucker up, bro. This is definitely not a good thing, yo. That's not the point, yo. It's setting a precedent where we can lock up presidents. Like, what the fuck? And how many people are going to be... Now, I'm not... Hey, YouTube, this is for entertainment purposes only. Anything I say is only for entertainment. I'm just doing this for fun. I'm not a professional in any field at all. I do not hold any degrees or certifications of any kind. So I don't give out advice, whether it be medical, political, scientific, religious, financial, or otherwise. If you think anything that I say is true, I always advise you to figure this stuff out for yourself and do your own research, because I have no idea what I'm talking about, and most of the time I'm absolutely wrong. Why? Because I'm just doing this for fun, and I don't expect anyone to take this serious, because this is for entertainment purposes only. But if this motherfucker go to jail, bro, you know, yo, January 6th, dog, and that's because he wasn't reelected. And these motherfuckers been acting real tame because of this polling situation already. They knew, like, you know what? Ain't no way in hell Biden can win again. Trump. Everybody just know. Everybody just know. We know that we don't want Biden in there, and people would prefer Trump. Everybody knows this. Even the people who still want to vote for Biden, they know they don't want Biden in there. They hope something happened and Camilla could take over, which is dumb because that'll be worse. But and people like me, I don't know, this may be the sit down moment, or the lie down or stand still moment, whatever you want to call it, where the people shut the country down. And we don't have to do it through violence or marching or burning or insurrections at the Capitol. No, we can just, the day he goes to jail, if they lock him up, everybody just stay home that day. We in jail too. If he sit down and everybody sit down one day, if everybody who was gonna vote for this motherfucker just sit down one day, and I wasn't gonna vote. I don't vote, man. I just don't. I don't play the game. And that's why nobody can't say I'm a Trump supporter, really, because I ain't vote for his ass the first time. And I'm definitely not voting this time around. But, if somebody call for a sit down, hey, man, I'm gonna be a rebel. People don't realize that's all it takes for us to show the goddamn government too. Is everybody look? We'll prove it to you. You know what? You wanna act crazy? Everybody, sit. July. Well, no, that's a holiday already. But on any random day, June the 2nd, if everybody would have just stayed home on that day, don't buy nothing. Nobody go shopping. Nobody don't go to work. You couldn't go shopping if you wanted to, because ain't nobody at work. Shut the whole system down. No trucks, no trains, no planes, no buses, no services, no nothing for 24 hours. And then that next fiscal year, nobody filed their taxes. Nobody filed taxes. Nobody filled out a census. So they real easy, simple, non-violent, non-destructive ways to get their fucking attention. Don't play their game. That's why I skis on a lot of things I can, man. They certain government things, man, I'm not paying for this shit. You letting immigrants and all these motherfuckers come over here and have all these niceties and benefits too, I'm just take it. And whatever you say I owe you, get it in blood. I don't be playing all these games with the government. You know what I'm saying? They can do way better. Way better. Ever since I learned that the Federal Reserve is not actually a part of the federal government, like, wait a minute. Man, nigga, the government in debt. Not us. You in debt with your war policies and foreign aid packages. Y'all in debt, and then you worrying about a little couple $100 from my tax return. I'm mad if y'all don't leave me that, bruh. Oh, after your insurance payouts, you owe this much. I don't owe shit, man. I work, my company pay insurance, whatever left on the balance of that, that's on you, man. That's on y'all. I'm not playing these games with the government, bro. There's certain things I just don't do, man. Everybody was like, you got an LLC, you own a business? Nope. Mm-mm. I don't. How you sell your art? Cash. I'm saying I don't need to know what the fuck I do. Man, look, man. They just certain shit, dog. Like, any way I can cut a corner without cutting it too hard so I get somebody attention. I don't want their attention on me. Once again, you just ain't about to let motherfuckers. They just got here. And it's always been like that. Motherfuckers just getting here, getting more shit than the people from here. How? I got to do better. A grant. Let me write one of them up. Y'all just be giving money away? Oh Lord, have mercy. Why y'all like that? Why you ain't tell me this when I was in school? Not. I mean, talking about like elementary, middle school. Why you ain't tell me about grants then? Huh? Why I had to learn about this shit when I'm applying for college? And then you only lead me to think that they only certain type of grants. They grants for everything. See, nowadays, that's another thing too. I still feel disadvantaged because I came up before the internet. You know what I'm saying? I was down there out of school when the internet hit online. So without doing like proper reading or seeking individuals who already had the proper knowledge, you ain't learning shit really. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't in the library trying to study some shit or sitting around some smart motherfuckers teaching you some shit, we didn't have the internet. I couldn't search and Google whole lectures and lesson plans and study guides and all kind of shit. So I really feel like nowadays, if you dumb, that's your own doing. If you don't know shit, bro, that's your own doing. Age appropriate shit, because of course, the longer you live, the more life experience, the more knowledge you're able to acquire. But age appropriate, everybody should know everything, or most of it, or a little bit. Everybody should know a little bit about everything. This last detail there is going slowly. Holy moly. I just feel like, once again, man, if this dude is right, I hope this dude not right, man. And they locked up the dude, the boy. Once again, not saying that I'm a Biden supporter or anything. It's the backlash, it's the fallout that comes from this, and then the president that you're setting. You already took his ass off of social media when he was the sitting president. You know what I'm saying? What'd he do? He made his own platform. Then whatever happened with that last election, the 2020 election, whatever happened with that, and he didn't get voted back in, that's a lot of speculation. But the main part that I speculate on is it seems odd, to say the least. It seems odd and peculiar that, okay, so he's running again, and right now he's basically the front runner. And so the first time he ran, he was basically the front runner. So what happened in the middle? He was popular enough to get voted in the first time. His second term he didn't, and then he's running this time, and it seems like he's popular enough to get voted into office. What happened in the middle? For just 4 years, did the entire country change for 4 years and say, nope, 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 we made the wrong decision. We made the absolute wrong decision. Let's get him out. And then 4 years later, we're saying, oh, no, we made the wrong decision. Everybody, let's get Trump back in there. Like, that just seems odd, to say the least. So whatever happened with the 2020 election is a lot of speculation. But I still think it is weird that he has so much support now. In the first time, he had so much support, but in the middle, it disappeared and went away. And now the support is back. That's the only part that gets me. That's the only part. But, I ain't that smart, man. I ain't no political analyst. I ain't no Wall Street journalist. You know what I'm saying? I've never even visited the White House at 1000 Pennsylvania Avenue, District of Columbia. So, once again, that's why my opinions and my take on things, that shit don't matter at not one goddamn drop in the bucket at all. I'm just hypothesizing and speculating my damn self. That's why I tell you, I don't believe this shit, man. Girl, I'm right here dead ass. I'm dead wrong right now. The country got amnesia. Yeah, hey man. For 4 years and then what? Oh, you gotta come on now with the scenarios. We gotta play these out now. Okay, the country got amnesia for 4 years, and then we just all of a sudden we just like, whoo, what? Biden is president? Oh hell no! What happened? I voted for him. I did. Really? Oh, I must have been out of my mind. I must have not realized what I must have been in some state of amnesia. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember voting. Collective amnesia. Yo. Hey. Not much. I'm streaming live on YouTube right now. Let me call you back when I get out the studio.
Alright, I'll talk to you later.
Alright. But yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I think sending him to jail is still a very bad move. I think that's a terrible idea of people. Everybody just want that shit. People who people are brainwashed by the media and propaganda. I didn't think it was this fucking bad. Where you're really hating a man and demonizing his character when what you're doing to him doesn't apply to countless other people who have done the exact same thing. And treating this dude like a nigga in a courtroom, not even giving him a fair trial. Y'all normally say that for black people. Where's Johnny Cocker when you need this boy? God damn. And once again, this is how you know somebody else is running this fucking country. Somebody else is pulling the strings. We're all in eyes, people. This is all eyes. It's a play. It's scripted. And they must get the agenda to play out how they want it, no matter what that takes. Once again, Trump step up in here and not exactly like Kennedy, because he's not as debonair as Kennedy was. But I definitely think he sees the issues in the country.
Go to Japan right now and try to sell something. Forget about it, Albert.
In major U.S. newspapers last year criticizing U.S. foreign policy. What would you do differently, Donald?
I'd make our allies, forgetting about the enemies you can't talk to so easily, I'd make our allies pay their fair share. We're a debtor nation. Something's going to happen over the next number of years with this country, because you can't keep going on losing $200 billion, and yet we let Japan come in and dump everything right into our markets and everything. It's not free trade. If you ever go to Japan right now and try to sell something, forget about it, Albert. Just forget about it. It's almost impossible. They don't have laws against it. They just make it impossible. They come over here, they sell their cars, their VCRs, they knock the hell out of our companies. And, hey, I have tremendous respect for the Japanese people. I mean, you can respect somebody that's beating the hell out of you, but they are beating the hell out of this country. Kuwait, they live like kings. The poorest person in Kuwait, they live like kings. And yet they're not paying. We make it possible for them to sell their oil. Why aren't they paying us 25% of what they're making? It's a joke.
This sounds like political presidential talk to me, and I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Probably not. But I do get tired of seeing the country ripped off.
Why would you not?
I just don't think I really have the inclination to do it. I love what I'm doing. I really like it.
Also, it doesn't pay as well.
No, it doesn't. But, I just probably wouldn't do it, Oprah. I probably wouldn't, but I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally, because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country, how we're really making other people live like kings, and we're not.
What do you think of this year's presidential race, the way it's shaping up?
Well, it's going to be very interesting. I think that probably George Bush has an advantage in terms of the election. I think that probably people would say that he's got like that little edge in terms of the incumbency, et cetera, et cetera. But I think Jesse Jackson's done himself very proud. I think Michael Dukakis has done one hell of a job. And George Bush has done a hell of a job. They all went in there sort of as semi-underdogs, including George Bush, and they've all come out. I think people that are around all three of those candidates can be very proud of the jobs they've done.
You've said, though, that if you did run for president, you believe you'd win.
Well, I don't know. I think I'd win. I tell you what, I wouldn't go in to lose. I've never gone in to lose in my life. And if I did decide to do it, I think I'd be inclined, I would say that I would have a hell of a chance of winning, because I think people, I don't know how your audience feels, but I think people are tired of seeing the United States ripped off. And I can't promise you everything, but I can tell you one thing, this country would make one hell of a lot of money from those people that for 25 years have taken advantage. It wouldn't be the way it's been, believe me.
Let's
Okay.
get into some things. The reform.
So
Honeybook keeps your proposals, contracts in.
what did he say? What has he said
Step
different
into Wix Studio. The
since he was in the White House?
Honeybook keeps your proposals.
This motherfucker been that interview was in 1988. I was 7 years old in 88. Like, this motherfucker's been saying the same thing forever. And then he says, everybody is balling except us. Like, what's going on here? We should be balling as a country. He gets in there, he says, America first. You leave this country, I'm gonna tax the fuck out of you. You wanna go build your shit somewhere else? Fine. You try to get that shit back over here, I'm taxing the fuck out you. Pull out the Green New Deal. We putting too much money in there. The UN. Why we put more money into the UN and the World Health? And he's like, yo, stop. Y'all be doing too much. Y'all making all these other countries rich while we get poor. It's the banking system. Yo, like what? Yo, he's been saying this shit forever. I tell you what, if I get in there, this country would make a hell of a lot of money. People don't want the country to make money. They want the corporations to make money. The banks and the wealthy investors. With this motherfucker, man, you try. What you doing? You trying to grow the middle class? Nah, just stop playing, bro. You can't grow the middle class. You trying to look, man. All right, he fucking shit up. We thought he was gonna be on our side. He's fucking shit up. What is he doing? Get him out of there. 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 Put the stooge in there. Let the stooge do it. Oh, the stooge is too old. We gotta find. Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back, people. Oh my God, this motherfucker is coming back. We can't use the stooge anymore. We can't let him get in there. Yo, what? Lock him up, man. Lock him up. Business, fraudulent business tax filings. Find something, motherfucker. Anything. From when? 11 years ago. Shit, use it. Use it. If we can. If that's an angle, use it. Lock his ass up, man. Because goddamn, he coming back. That bitch, he about to fuck the party up again. Talking about no new wars. America first. Bitch, that's my pension. That's my retirement. My retirement you fucking with, Mr. Trump. Fellas, he's trying to cut ties with a lot of our business investors. See, Trump family already got money. These motherfuckers trying to be like Trump family to leave down generational wealth. Most of them. Some of them come from that shit anyway. They trying to add on to it. But Trump like, everybody good, man. You eating? I'm eating. I'm eating more than the presidential salary. I don't even really need this shit, honestly. Let the people eat, man. Let everybody eat, man. We gotta do something different for the country, man. And then the wealthy elite up in there, they just like they keep saying, fuck the country, man. Send that shit overseas, man. Military budget. Where? Ukraine, nigga. Send that shit over. Send them some billions, man. Help them out. Cause we need to get over there, man. Cause we gotta fuck Putin up, bro. It's Putin, man. He gonna try to rebuild the Soviet Union, man. We can't let that shit happen, man. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that shit, nigga. Yo, send that money to Ukraine. But it's billions of dollars. Yeah, man. Fuck America. What you trying to do, man? You trying to build up the middle class, nigga? You gonna have people coming out of poverty, boy. We can't have that. They already want to eat the rich. Then if they have motherfucking social elevation, economic growth, they have the more potential to get close enough to actually eat us, motherfuckers. Don't let them get strong. Motherfucker gonna come eat my food. Trump is a really big threat. Trump is a really big threat. That's why they coming straight at his neck. Straight at his neck, man. Trump is a really big threat. He's a really big threat. That's why they coming straight at his neck. Straight for his neck. I can't even believe that. I can't even believe that. I know you really need that. Watch out where you bleed at. No, watch out where you sleep at. That might be where you bleed at. Do 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 do. Who do 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 who do who do who do who do. Cause I keep on riding and I keep on sliding. Oh, I forgot what this was.
Contracts, invoices, and payments all in one place. My name is Laura Gomez, and I've partnered with over 100 brands. So trust me when I'm saying that this tool will save you time. It's called HoneyBook, and whether you're just starting to work with clients or have years of experience, you'll be surprised.
Yeah, I ain't gonna let you skip the shit, right? Ain't you gonna force me to watch this whole infomercial? That shit only 60 seconds, but it feels like so much of my life. No, this is over 60 seconds. It feels like an hour though. It really does. It feels like such a long time. Jeez, that shit's still going.
Any set of keys with custom keychains from Sticker Mule. Custom keychains can be printed in full color and cut to any shape. And each keychain comes fully assembled with a clear snap closure and stainless steel keyring. To order, select a size and quantity, upload your artwork, and check out. Within a few hours, you'll get an online proof showing how your keychains will look.
Why can't I? Why can't I skip these long ass commercials? Hold on. I think I got the wrong color. Just trying to do a glaze, remember? Okay. Now it won't give me the sound? Oh my god, what is wrong with... Yo, I think YouTube is purposely not letting me play this video. Yo, it made me watch 2 long ass commercials.
Issues,
there it goes.
Especially healthcare. It's
believing, if you run this, you believe in what, the Republican Party?
I'm a registered Republican. I'm a pretty conservative guy. I'm somewhat
This is in 1999.
Issues, especially healthcare, etc. But I'd be leaving another party, and I've been close to that party.
Why would you leave the Republican Party?
I think that nobody's really hitting it right. The Democrats are too far left. I mean, Bill Bradley, this is seriously left. He's trying to come a little more center, but he's seriously left. The Republicans are too far right. And I don't think anybody's hitting the chord. Not the chord that I want to hear, and not the chord that other people want to hear. And I've seen it. Plus, I think there's a great lack of spirit in this country. What's happened over the last 4 years is disgusting. And I just think there's a tremendous lack of spirit. And I think the spirit has to be brought back.
You have a vice presidential candidate in mind?
Well, I really haven't gotten quite there yet. I guess
Oprah.
I love Oprah. Oprah would always be my first choice. Oprah, your competitor, right?
Oprah's competitor.
You know what? I'll tell you, she's really a great woman. Though she is a terrific woman. She's somebody that's very special. I have not even thought about it. I guess we'll see. We'll see. Maybe that's part of the whole process.
Would she be kidding aside, that you might think
if
about?
If she'd do it, she'd be fantastic. She's popular. She's brilliant. She's a wonderful woman. I mean, if she'd ever do it, I don't know that she'd ever do it. She's got.
You'd ask her.
She'd be sort of like me. I mean, I have a lot of things going. She's got a lot of things going.
What a ticket
that would be a pretty good ticket. But she's a very exceptional woman.
What makes a good president?
Well, I think the leadership qualities. You know, the sad part about President Clinton, who I happen to like a lot, but he could have had a great presidency if the whole thing with Monica and Paula Jones, and the worst of all is, Linda Tripp. I mean, this woman, where she came from, I have no idea, but this is the woman from hell.
But he didn't have anything to do with Linda Tripp.
No, he didn't, but she always seems to surface, and she's just became a part of the administration.
But can't you say, in all honesty, as Reagan asked when running against Carter, haven't you done better under Clinton?
Donald Trump. You know what? The truth is that Rubin and Alan Greenspan and those appointments.
It's on his watch.
And it is on his watch. And the sad part is, and what I'm saying is that he could have gone down as a really very good and
so you'll admit you have done well, and the country's done well.
I have done well, and the country's done well from an economic standpoint. There's no question about that. And now you're going to see what happens over the next period of a year, because when the election takes place, if things aren't doing well, Larry, your Reform Party candidate has a major chance of doing something major. So you have to see what happens.
Why does Gore inherit this character question?
Well, Gore is a man that I've said before is a very underrated man. But if he keeps going the way he's going, which has been terrible, he's no longer going to be underrated.
What's he doing wrong?
Nobody knows. It's just, I think he's relying on too many people. I think he probably raised too much money, and therefore it's being taken away by too many different consultants. I mean, everybody's got a piece of him. If he'd just go back to being the regular guy that he was, I think he'd do. I mean, he got to be vice president of the United States by being Gore. And now, all of a sudden, you have 15 people tugging on his shoulders and taking money from his various contributions. I mean, if he spent $20 million, I've spent exactly $20 million less. And
what do you want in a president? You said, okay, Clinton could have been a great president, not for the character issue, and you're saying the character issue...
Well, I think it's very important. I mean, Ronald Reagan, to me, was a great president. And whether you're liberal or you're conservative, people really view him as a great president. He'll go down as a great president, not so much for the things he did, just there was a demeanor to him and a spirit that the country had under Ronald Reagan that was really phenomenal. And, there was just a style and a class, and that's a big part of being president. I mean, that's a really big part of being president. Ronald Reagan had it. Eisenhower, I don't see him too much on lists of great presidents, but there was a nice time in the country. The country had a prestige, and he had a certain demeanor. He was a quality class act. There are certain people that have that. Unfortunately, with all of the scandal in the last 4 years, and what's happening with Gore is he's really tainted by it, and he's probably the last one to be involved in that kind of scandal. But he's still tainted by it. It's a tough
fair or unfair, it's a fact.
Well, I mean, if he were really on his game, he'd get one of his senator friends to go and run against Bradley and him so that you could divide up the anti-Clinton/Gore vote, and he'd get in very easily.
Get somebody else.
At least he'd get the nomination.
Strategy.
Well, no, it has to be strategy, because it's not that Bradley's good. Bradley's not great. I know Bradley very well from New Jersey. I think I'm the largest employer in the state of New Jersey, and I know Senator Bradley. And, he was going to be thrown out of office. This guy was not going to be reelected. And then he made the statement that I'm going not to run, and the Senate is a terrible place, and everybody in the Senate said, it wasn't that he didn't want to run. The guy was going to lose. He was going to lose badly.
Well, Perot told us back in '92 the kind of president he would be if elected, that he would be decisive, he would be uninterested in pomposity, he would be at work at 8 o'clock in the morning. These are things he would do. He didn't like, not a big ribbon cutter. What kind of president would Donald Trump be?
Well, again, all those things are fine, but, again, you go back to Reagan, and there is a certain pomposity, and there was a certain ribbon-cutting stature that is important for the president. I think that the whole style and look of him was just really...
Are you saying that's the kind of person you want to be?
Well, I don't say that, and I don't like to be compared to anybody, and maybe it would be unfair to them, to be honest with you, but the president has to be a great leader, and you have to lead by example. But you need leadership in this country, and we're just not having it right now. And this is going to be Gore's problem, because he is very much associated with 4 very ugly years, despite an economy. I mean, if you had a bad economy at this point, it would be a disaster out there. But you do have the one thing, you have a good economy.
Dave, we appear to be at a pivotal moment of transition where our...
Just because of someone's skin color and gender, that, but so you can basically assume that when it gets to appeal, because they're obviously going to appeal it, the appeal will be denied, and then you can basically assume that the judge is going to throw him in jail. And by the way, I hope I'm wrong about all of that. I hope someone will watch this in 2 months and be like, Rubin really screwed that one up.
Vis-a-vis the Supreme Court point, I suppose the argument that has been made out of progressivism is that if there's 5 white men in their 60s that are presumably heterosexual, like that you could make a comparable argument, although demographically it's different because of the makeup of the country, would, you know, aside from
sure, but we can play that out a little
point, bit. Yeah. I feel that we were in a kind of Tolkien-esque moment where things have become like mythically significant, and I don't see how this can lead to anything other than further despair. And I recognise that you made a good point, even though you're aware of all of the various sort of rationalist intellectuals that will come out. So don't be ridiculous. The Second World War was a disaster, and more people than ever before have been pulled out of poverty. You know, there are a lot of people who can create statistics that make you feel like, oh, actually, no, everything is great. Right. It doesn't feel like that. It does feel that we are in a period where, and one of the trends I'm observing is that significant events appear to be geared towards legitimising more measures of authority. Mm-hmm. And this, to me, seems like I wouldn't be at all surprised if we saw more martial law, more demands for lockdown. How do you feel about that as an idea?
Hey, this is exciting. We've got a great partner today. It's Rumble. But beyond Rumble is Rumble's latest venture. Let me ask you first, are you a Sleepy Joe type character with zero cognitive performance struggling to muster 1775 revolutionary coffee? Support freedom of speech. Freedom-loving creators like me on Rumble. Visit 1775coffee.com now. Pick up your first bag. Use the code BRAND to save 10% on your first order. Oh, come on. Why choose, you know? Okay, back to the content.
Oh, I think you're completely right. Look what you and I, just telling people what we think. And we have various points of agreement and disagreement, I think, over the years, at least from the way I've known you, or for the years that I've known you. I think we've come together on a lot of things, but I'm sure we're not together on everything. And by the way, as you know, that is completely irrelevant for a friendship and everything else. But if you think about the things that you've been censored for. Why did we both end up working with Rumble? I mean, why did I create Locals that ultimately merge with Rumble? Why did you, when you started talking about this stuff more and being more outwardly, being more outward about your political views, why did you go towards Rumble? It was because of free speech. Was it because you were saying anything crazy? Were you saying anything racist or bigoted or anything else? Why did you just spend a year of your life being attacked by a system? Why did the system look at you and be like, I've got to attack him? Well, it was because you were saying true things, right? I mean, it's not much more complex than that. To whatever extent that I've been saying true things, it's the same story, and it's obviously not just us. Why does, I mean, the picture that you pointed out that we keep from the New York Times right there, that's the front page Sunday New York Times, where they called me and Jordan Peterson and Milton Friedman and Ben Shapiro and a couple other people, Thomas Sowell, the heads of the alt-right. So I love that right there, because it shows what fabricated nonsense they've been throwing at us forever. But your question was about, does this all lead to more authoritarian systems? And of course the answer is yes. I mean, Canadian truckers, ask them about what happened to them. You know, all they did was say, hey, can we go to work? Can we put some food on our family's table? And Justin Trudeau literally shut down bank accounts. So, you know, froze bank accounts for these people. And then they didn't have anything. I mean, and that's just a test. To me, what it seems like we're going through is just a series of tests. Can we silence a certain set of people online? And yeah, if you're not as popular as Russell Brand, can they delete your account and no one will ever hear of you again because you have no other means to get the word out there? Of course they can do that. So what can we do with a guy like Russell Brand? Well, with Russell Brand, maybe we'll demonetize his YouTube channel. That might curb him in a certain way, because then he goes, well, I have to put food on the table. Sure, I've got a lot, but, you know, I'm still allowed to make a living doing what I do. So I won't talk about those topics that they don't want us to. That was, again, largely why I started Locals and Rumble in the first place. I could just see that coming down the road. You know, I started my YouTube channel in, I think, 2013. So I've been in the game long enough to see where it was all happening. You could talk about this and nobody would see your videos. You talk about that and then a lot of people see your videos. And then you start, you know, it's a little bit like Tom Cruise in Minority Report. You start seeing the map in front of you. And so that's what led me here to create all this and everything else, and then be connected with people like you. But if you look at freezing of bank accounts, if you look at what we now know through Twitter files is government and big tech collusion to silence people. One of my tweets was on the list. I mean, Congressman Jim Jordan literally they had a congressional hearing talking about who they've censored, and I was on there. So the government worked with big tech to censor me. You don't get anything. By the way, you know that? You don't get $50, you don't get a letter. You get Jim Jordan said that to me at the Capitol. He said, you don't get any. Nobody apologizes, you don't get a handshake from the janitor, you get nothing. But the point is, in terms of control, well, if they can control your bank account, which is also why they're trying to get us more towards central bank currency, digital currency, and they can control what you say, and they can basically be looking at your phone. And again, some of this is conspiratorial in that we don't know exactly what they're doing. Are they looking at your phone every day? Are they listening to every one of your phone calls? I don't know. And it's who's they and all of that stuff. But any thinking person knows that and this goes to what we were talking about before, that tension between old world and new world. We've been given all these unbelievably powerful tools. We have the freaking world in our pocket. Everyone is walking around with that. Everyone that you know is walking around with that phone in their pocket and can get access to everything good and bad like that. That is an unbelievable power. But with, you know, if I could quote Uncle Ben from Spider-Man, you know, with great power comes great responsibility. And I think the powers that be have not been very responsible in how they deal with it. So I see more authoritarianism on the rise. But David beat Goliath. That's the last thing I'll say on it. David beat Goliath. So we will win. You know, the human spirit always wins. That's the point. The little guy can always beat the big guy. I fundamentally believe that. And for you, as you're having your, that's an Old Testament story, but, you know, as you're having your journey, like, that's fundamentally true. And if I didn't believe that, I don't know that I could do this. Because then it's like, who can you beat Google? You could beat Google. What the hell are you talking about? It's crazy.
In my read the Bible in a year daily analysis, it said, you know, with the David and Goliath story, sometimes you feel like it's so big, how can I win? But you must become, it's so big, how can I miss?
The Death Star had one little hole, and Luke figured it out.
They got to stop building them with that.
Stupid.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more uncensored content where free speech can flourish, join our live stream. Click the link right here to watch the next video if you want to, or become a member of a growing movement. Download the Rumble app and you'll be informed every time we make a new piece of content. Stay free.
Okay, Tom, this is the Hearst Let's Go lightning round. You ready? You got your electrolyte?
I'm ready, Yvonne.
Okay, well then let's go. Round one. What exciting benefits do you get as a Hertz Gold Plus?
Apple finally said the words artificial intelligence. This is the first time they have ever said that term. And they are redefining it to be Apple Intelligence. They made some major announcements and some pretty conservative announcements today at WWDC. So let's watch the AI portion together, and I'm going to give you my thoughts as we watch it. Let's get into it.
We've been using artificial intelligence and machine...
Right there. First time I've ever heard anyone from Apple use the words artificial intelligence. Usually it's simply machine learning.
We want to ensure that the outcome reflects the principles at the core of our products. It has to be powerful enough to help with the things that matter most to you. It has to be intuitive and easy to use. It has to be deeply integrated into your product experiences.
That third point, deeply integrated, that is Apple's killer advantage. The fact that they have access to so much of your data, they have a hardware device in your pocket, they can control the apps on the phone. That is really how they are going to win in the AI race. And that's something I've been saying for a while now.
Most importantly, it has to understand you and be grounded in your personal context.
I really didn't.
Your routine, your relationship.
I really didn't think about that. Like, Apple has some of the most popular hardware. You can't really say the best because a lot of specs are very similar now with the Galaxy, the Pixel, and all these other devices, the Huawei phones and all these shit. So some people say there's phones that are way better than the Apple phone. But since the Apple is so popular, more people have it. And so companies like the Rabbit R1 and the Eco Pen, they're trying to compete with the phone and say, hey, this is our AI assistant unit. It's a wearable device or a carryable device that's standalone from your phone. And then as these products have been tested, everybody's already figuring out, like, we're so used to our phones. Yes, it will definitely change over time, and we'll develop new devices that will probably become more popular than our current. Because I don't even like calling them phones anymore, because I barely call. I do way more stuff on my phone than call people and talk to people on my phone. That's like the least thing that I do with that thing. What do you do the least on there? Actually call and talk to people? Because we text and send emails and pictures and videos and memes more than talking now, because we just save that shit for in person. So they're smart devices already. It's just a smart device that's updatable with new software, and the hardware, they attempt to update the hardware every year, no matter how minuscule or minute the updates are. But I never really thought about, like, the Apple product becoming your AI assistant. They can just morph this smart device that we're all used to. They can just slowly morph it into a wearable smart device or a wearable AI assistant. The earbud is already there with the microphone on it, so you can actually talk through the earbuds. So they say that's your assistant right there in your ear. And yeah, we do have like clip holsters for our phones, and even straps for our phones where you can strap it to your wrist or strap it to your waist or clip it on your hip. But like most people just carry it in their pocket or their purse or whatever. So you can still have your phone in your purse, your Bluetooth connection, and have your assistant with you all the time. They really haven't said AI or anything like that I've heard either. And so if he hasn't heard it, and he's all the way up in that shit, like, I know. But they keep saying they're gonna update Siri to be something different and something better. And the iPad had that Siri update, and I don't know, it just didn't. I thought it was gonna be something different, but I guess not.
Your communications, and more. And of course, it has to be built with privacy from the ground up.
So I think actually these last two are critically important as well. Personal, that is an extension of being integrated into your Apple ecosystem, because all of a sudden it has the context of everything you do within it, which is very personal. Your emails, your photos, your text messages, everything. And Apple is, at least they promote, very big on privacy. And we're going to see a little bit of that through this presentation.
We're tremendously excited about the power of generative models. And there are already some really impressive chat tools out there that perform a vast array of tasks using world knowledge. But these tools know very little about you or your needs.
All right, so you're going to see this theme throughout the entire presentation. They, on the one hand, are trying to separate themselves from, let's just be honest, OpenAI. They are really trying to set themselves apart, being more personal, more private, more connected to you, having more ability even. But then at the very end, they do announce the partnership with OpenAI. So they are really trying to de-risk themselves in this interim period before they actually have their own frontier model.
With iOS 18, iPadOS 18, and macOS Sequoia, we are embarking on a new journey to bring you intelligence that understands you. Apple Intelligence is the personal intelligence system that puts powerful generative models right at the core of your iPhone, iPad, and Mac. It draws on your personal context to give you intelligence that's most helpful and relevant for you. It protects your privacy at every step.
You know what I just realized? They said iPad, iPhone, and Mac, but they didn't say Apple Vision Pro. So does that mean that Apple Intelligence isn't coming to Apple Vision Pro yet? Let's keep watching.
Let's take a closer look at Apple Intelligence, starting with its incredible capabilities. Then, we'll tell you about its unique architecture. And after that, we'll show you how it elevates so many of your everyday experiences. Let's begin with capabilities. Apple Intelligence will enable your iPhone, iPad, and Mac to understand and create language as well as images and take action for you to simplify interactions across your apps.
All right, so language and images, things we've seen a million times. That is ChatGPT and DALL-E and every other version of them from other companies. Action. That is really, as I said before, Apple's killer advantage. That is their moat. They have the ability to deeply integrate AI into the operating systems themselves, even more so than seemingly Microsoft has been willing to do with an OpenAI integration. And a lot of what we're seeing and a lot of what we're going to watch right now is actually Apple's models themselves. And so Apple did develop a lot of its own AI. And you're going to see, again, as I mentioned, they're treating OpenAI as just a plug-in integration. Even though it's going to be super powerful, it is still just a plug-in integration into the ecosystem that is Apple. And they also leave it open to plugging in other frontier models. So you can think about Claude. You can think about Llama 3. Many other models are probably going to be built in similarly to how ChatGPT is integrated. And we'll get to that in a bit.
At Vistaprint, we print everything to show off your brand. So you can print it like Simon's Restaurant and outfit your whole team. Or you can print it like Vegan Cafe Jaja and give your fans more.
And what's truly unique is its understanding of your personal context. Language and text are fundamental to how we communicate and work. And the large language models built into Apple Intelligence deliver deep, natural language understanding, making so many of your day-to-day tasks faster and easier. For example, your iPhone can prioritize your notifications to minimize unnecessary distractions while ensuring you don't miss something important.
This seems like something that is not even AI as we've come to understand it today. This is just simple machine learning. And honestly, I thought this was already a feature. I thought they had stuff like this. I know Android has stuff like this. So this really does not seem that interesting to me.
Apple Intelligence also powers brand new writing tools that you can access system-wide to feel more confident in your writing. Writing tools can rewrite, proofread, and summarize text for you, whether you're working on an article or blog post, condensing ideas to share with your classmates, or looking over a review before you post it online. And they're available automatically across Mail, Notes, Safari, Pages, Keynote, and even your third-party apps.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, but again, it's stuff we've seen, whether you're using Grammarly or even just copy-pasting into ChatGPT, or even like the most basic models can do this stuff. So not very innovative, but it's cool that it, again, is deeply integrated into the operating system.
Apple Intelligence offers a host of capabilities for images. From photos to emojis and GIFs, it's so much fun to express ourselves visually. And now you can create totally original images to make everyday conversations even more enjoyable. And because Apple Intelligence understands the people in your photo library, you can personalize these images for your conversations. So, when you wish a friend a happy birthday, you can create an image of them surrounded by cake, balloons, and flowers.
I have no interest in this feature. This is such a gimmick. But, yeah, I can see my parents using this quite a bit.
Another way Apple Intelligence is deeply impactful is its ability to take action across your apps.
This is the major selling point for me. I want to be able to tell Siri to do something for me, and it goes and does it, regardless of the application that it's within. Let's watch.
The greatest source of tools for taking actions is already in your pocket with the apps you use every day. And we have designed Apple Intelligence so it can tap into these tools and carry out tasks on your behalf. So you can say things like, pull up the files that Jaws shared with me last week, or show me all the photos of Mom, Olivia, and me, or play the podcast that my wife sent the other day.
Yeah, I mean, these are seemingly very simple use cases, but incredible time savers. I can't tell you how much time I spend simply looking for emails that I know I had 6 months ago. It just happened to me. I was trying to remember this person that I talked to probably about 6 months ago, and I couldn't remember his name, couldn't remember anything really, other than I talked to him, it was something about YouTube, and I wanted to follow up with him about something. And I tried searching with Google. It took finally about 30 minutes of searching in Google search to finally find him. And this is the power of Microsoft's recall feature. This is the power of AI being deeply integrated into your operating system.
There's one more critical building block for personal intelligence, and that's an understanding of your personal context. Apple Intelligence is grounded in your personal information and context with the ability to retrieve and analyze the most relevant data from across your apps, as well as to reference the content on your screen, like an email or calendar event you're looking at. This can be incredibly useful in so many moments throughout the day. Suppose one of my meetings is being rescheduled for late in the afternoon, and I'm wondering if it's going to prevent me from getting to my daughter's play performance on time. Apple Intelligence can process the relevant personal data to assist me. It can understand who my daughter is, the play details she sent several days ago, the time and location for my meeting, and predicted traffic between my office and the theater. Understanding this kind of personal context is essential for delivering true intelligence, but it has to be done right. You should not have to hand over all the details of your life to be warehoused and analyzed in someone's AI cloud.
Oh, if that is not a direct shot at OpenAI, while still about to announce a partnership with OpenAI, I don't know what is. And I agree, I don't want everything that I do, especially all my personal stuff, going out to a cloud service to be stored and analyzed. I love local models. That is one of the biggest reasons I love local models. And my iPhone, my Mac, they have incredibly powerful chips in them. And lately they are getting better and better at running local models. And so all of this I want run locally, and that is what Apple is going to do. And they're going to talk about how they're going to differentiate between compute that can be done on device and compute that needs to be done in their cloud, and I'll get to that in a moment.
With Apple Intelligence, powerful intelligence goes hand in hand with powerful.
Old Spice Men's Styling Pomade offers a medium hold with a low shine finish. The product
privacy. Let me tell you more about its architecture and how it's built with privacy at the core. The cornerstone of the personal intelligence system is on-device processing. We have integrated it deep into your iPhone, iPad, and Mac, and throughout your apps, so it's aware of your personal data without collecting your personal data. This is only possible through our unique integration of hardware and software and our years-long investment in building advanced silicon for on-device intelligence. Deeply integrated generative models require immense processing power. And with our most advanced Apple silicon, the A17 Pro and M family of chips, we have the computational foundation to power Apple Intelligence. This personal intelligence system is comprised of highly capable large language and diffusion models that are specialized for your everyday tasks and can adapt on the fly to your current activity. It also includes an on-device semantic index that can organize and surface information.
Yeah, and by the way, in very Apple fashion, we're going to know nothing about the underlying model, the diffusion model, the language model that is running all of the stuff they're describing. We will know nothing about it. Maybe some things will be leaked, but they're not going to talk about it at all. And that is exactly their point. They think that the average consumer, and they're right, doesn't care how many billions of parameters, doesn't care about inference time or the score on the benchmark, and they're right about that. So they're obfuscating all of that. They're not going to talk about it at all. They're just going to tell you about its capabilities, and this is very, very much in Apple fashion. And I suspect in future generations, they're not going to talk about it either, but they will say this is 2x more capable or 150% faster. That is typically what they do with their Apple chips. They don't ever actually talk about the specs of the chip. They just talk about it as a relative improvement to the previous generation.
We want to extend the privacy and security of your iPhone into the cloud to unlock even more intelligence for you. So we have created Private Cloud Compute. Private Cloud Compute allows Apple Intelligence to flex and scale its computational capacity and draw on even larger server-based models for more complex requests while protecting your privacy. These models run on servers we've especially created using Apple Silicon. These Apple Silicon servers offer the privacy and security of your iPhone from the silicon on up, draw on the security properties of the Swift programming language, and run software with transparency built in.
I want to believe them, but they pretty much just went from dissing cloud compute to saying, yeah, we've built our own cloud compute. Here's why you can trust us. So I'll take it with a grain of salt, of course.
Your data is never stored or made accessible to Apple. It's used exclusively to fulfill your request. And just like your iPhone, independent experts can inspect the code that runs on these servers to verify this privacy promise. In fact, Private Cloud Compute cryptographically ensures your iPhone, iPad, and Mac will refuse to talk to a server unless its software has been publicly logged for inspection.
That's an interesting claim. So they said third-party researchers can verify. That's cool, but who are they? And it will decline requests from cloud compute that hasn't been verified. I'm not sure how that'll work. I guess they could sign the hardware, but I'm just not sure. But it sounds cool, though. Okay, so I'm going to skip through this a little bit and just cut the time down because otherwise this is going to be an hour-and-a-half long video. I'll just get to the interesting bits where they actually talk about the features. Okay, so the first thing is Siri's getting a new look. I think it's beautiful, and it looks more integrated into the actual operating system, which I think is the point. And here they're going to talk about being able to speak to Siri more naturally, which is nice because Siri is extremely incapable of basically any sophisticated action that you tell it, and now because of large language models, you can speak more naturally. So let's watch.
And you can speak to Siri more naturally, thanks to rich understanding capabilities. Even if I stumble over my words, Siri understands what I'm getting at. What does the weather look like for tomorrow at Muir Beach? Oh wait, I meant Muir Woods. The forecast is calling for clear skies in the morning near Muir Woods National Monument.
Next, they're going to show off typing to Siri, which I think is really cool because obviously if you're in a public place, you don't want to be talking to Siri verbally out loud. You want to just type something, and I think people have gotten really used to typing to AI, although I do think voice is the killer feature. So let's watch this, and then I'm actually going to reference back to something with the AirPods that they announced.
You might not want to speak to Siri out loud.
I knew the AirPods was coming.
Now, at any time, you have the option to type to Siri. With just a double tap at the bottom of the screen, I can quickly and quietly ask Siri to set an alarm. And you can switch between text and voice, communicating in whatever way feels right for the moment.
Okay, so this is well before the AI section in WWDC, but this is about the AirPods, and it kind of went under the radar in my opinion, but I think is actually an incredibly valuable under the radar feature that kind of shows how Apple might be thinking of the future of AI. So let's watch it together, and then I'm going to comment on it.
This year, we're making it even easier to interact with Siri for a seamless, hands-free experience. For those instances when you may not want to speak out loud in response to Siri, like on the bus to work, or in those places that are a little too crowded, we've created the ability to simply nod your head yes, or gently shake your head no to interact.
The American dream doesn't require a college degree. Learn more about President Biden's clean energy plan.
With the fine-tuned nutrition in Pro Plan Sport at PetSmart, your active dog will be ready for a lifetime of adventures. So you can go even farther together. And right now at PetSmart, earn 5 times the treats points when you buy Purina Pro Plan dog.
Call from Gam Gam. Answer it? Okay.
All right, so I just want to talk about this. The Apple AirPods are incredible. They have sold countless units, hundreds of millions of them, I believe, and they actually represent a huge amount of revenue for Apple. But this is also the key to the future of Siri. Now, here's the thing. In the entire keynote, and I'm kind of giving away the rest of the AI portion, but they didn't touch on the voice aspect of Siri at all. Nothing is going to change about the voice. It doesn't sound more natural. They didn't even show it off in the slightest, which is kind of surprising because when you put these in, just like in the movie Her, having these in your ear is your direct AI assistant available at any time. That is, in my opinion, the future of how humans will interact with AI. It is clearly, in my opinion, through voice. So you throw these in and you can talk to Siri. And now you can also have gestures which inform Siri. So right now you can nod your head yes or no, but imagine they had little cameras on the end of them and you can do certain things like go to the next one, go to the last. And all of the gestures that you're now familiar with Apple Vision Pro can now be interpreted by your AirPods. That is a really cool future. Okay, now they're going to talk about in-app actions. And again, this is really where Apple can set itself apart. This is the moat that Apple has by having devices in hundreds of millions of people's hands and their pockets. And this is what agents promises to be in the future, and the ability for AI to actually control the phone is going to give AI a tremendous leap in capabilities.
Siri will have the ability to take hundreds of new actions in and across apps, including some that leverage our new writing and image generation capabilities. For example, you'll be able to say, "Show me my photos of Stacy in New York wearing her pink coat," and Siri will bring those right up. Then you might say, "Make this photo pop," and Siri will enhance it, just like that. And Siri will be able to take actions across apps. So you could say, "Add this to my note with Stacy's bio," and it will jump from the Photos app to the Notes app to make it happen.
Again, another very basic example, but I think the value is really flying under the radar here. Being able to tell Siri things and Siri being able to coordinate between different apps and being able to actually perform actions amongst different apps is incredibly valuable.
This is going to bring us closer to realizing our vision in which Siri moves through the system in concert with you. This is made possible through significant enhancements that we're making to App Intents, a framework that lets apps define a set of actions for Siri, shortcuts, and other system experiences. And this won't be limited to apps made by Apple. For developers, they'll be able to use the App Intents framework to define actions in their apps and tap into Apple Intelligence too.
All right, so here's the thing. This is an asymmetric exposure of the API. They are saying, hey, developers, third-party developers, you can expose different actions to our AI. But most likely, they're not going to allow third-party AI to control any app. And I understand that that is ripe for risk and security issues. So basically, you're opening up your application for Siri to be able to control. Now, think about the Rapid device. I know a lot of you have some pretty negative thoughts about it. The whole large action model, this is it, right? So imagine Uber, the Uber app, utilizes the App Intents API, opens it up, and now you can just say, hey Siri, I need a ride to the airport in 20 minutes. Book me something. That will be extremely powerful and will actually start the transition away from interacting with the actual device through touch. And I truly believe this. Everything's going to be voice, but it's going to be a slow progression. And there's definitely going to be a time where touch and silent interaction is still needed. But I think more and more, the interaction is either going to be through voice or just predicted, and you simply nod or say no, and Siri will either do that suggested action or not. So if it knows that you need to go to the airport to catch a flight, all of a sudden you might get in your ear, hey Matt, do you want me to order you an Uber to arrive to your flight on time? And all I do is...
All right, now let's head down to the lot where Tom Brady is trying to track down our Hertz customer.
I'm here, Vaughn, but looks like I just missed her. She's a Hertz Gold Plus Rewards member, so nope.
Nod my head.
Thanks to Apple Intelligence, it has awareness of your personal context. With its semantic index of things like photos, calendar events, and files, plus information that's stashed in passing messages and emails, like hotel bookings, PDFs of concert tickets, and links that your friends have shared, Siri will find
and understand things it never could before. And with the powerful privacy protections of Apple Intelligence, Siri will use this information to help you get things done without compromising your privacy.
And by the way, Google, this is your opportunity to come from a completely different angle than Apple. You can build in this app intents into Android, obviously, but then you can also allow developers to insert their own AI. And as a consumer, I get to choose the AI I want to use. And I think that's really compelling.
You'll be able to ask Siri to find something when you can't remember if it was in an email, a text, or a shared note. Like some book recommendations that a friend sent you a while back. Or for times when you're filling out a form and need to input your driver's license, Siri will be able to find a photo of your license, extract your ID number, and type it into the form for you. I want to show you
That's awesome.
one more demo that will give you a sense for how powerful Siri will be when it draws on the personal context awareness and action capabilities built into Apple Intelligence. Imagine that I'm planning to pick my mom up from the airport and I'm trying to figure out my timing. Siri is going to be able to help me do this so easily. Siri, when is my mom's flight landing? What's awesome is that Siri actually cross-references flight details that my mom shared with me by email with real-time flight tracking to give me her up-to-date arrival time. What's our lunch plan? I don't always remember to add things to my calendar, and so I love that Siri can help me keep track of plans that I've made in casual conversation, like this lunch reservation my mom mentioned in a text. How long will it take us to get there from the airport? I haven't had to jump from mail to messages to maps to figure out this plan. And a set of tasks that would have taken minutes on my own, and honestly probably would have resulted in a call to my mom, could be addressed in a matter of seconds. That's just a glimpse of the ways in which Siri...
Yeah, I mean, that's a very cool use case and something that I would use all the time. And I find it interesting that everything seems to be very proactive with the use cases that they're showing. So it's, hey, show me this, or hey, give me that, or take this action, versus what is inevitable, which is Siri understanding what you need before you even ask. And all you need to say is, yes, do that, or no, don't do that. So I wonder when that is coming. All right, now they're going to talk about the writing tools, which, you know, it's a cool feature. I don't know, not super innovative in any way, but let's take a look.
Rewrite gives you different versions of what you've written, so you can choose the one you like best. This is great for making sure your cover letter for that job you're excited for lands perfectly. And suggestions are shown in line, so you can go with a combination of flow and wording that works for you. Rewrite also helps you get the tone right. Have you ever reread a work email that you just wrote and thought, oh, this might not go over well? Well, now you can change the tone of that response to your colleague to make it sound more friendly, professional, or concise. You can also describe how you'd like it rewritten. For example, you can invite your friends to a get-together with a one-of-a-kind invitation, written as a poem. Who could say no to that? Another way writing tools can help you is with Proofread. Say you're emailing your English professor. With Proofread, you can nail grammar, word choice, and to put your best foot forward. You can review suggested edits and their explanations individually, or accept them all with a click.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, Grammarly does all of this for me already, so I wonder if Grammarly is feeling a bit nervous right now.
Apple Intelligence also powers Smart Reply in Mail. For example, when you need to RSVP to an event, you will now see suggestions for your response based on the email. If you say you'll be there, Mail identifies questions you were asked in the invite and offers intelligent selections so you can quickly choose your responses.
That's amazing. I gotta say, that is what I have been wanting for a very long time. Now here's the thing. This Smart Reply is dynamically creating the questions that you can answer just by clicking on these, and then it inserts the whole thing as text. And this Smart Reply UI is dynamically generated based on the things that it needs to ask you to reply. And I think that's a brilliant user interaction and user interface.
Finally, let's talk about how Apple Intelligence helps you stay on top of a busy inbox. We all deal with sorting through a ton of email every day. And now it's easier and faster than ever to browse your inbox. Instead of previewing the first few lines of each email that don't always convey the most useful information, you can now see summaries visible right from your email list. So without even opening the email, you'll know that your team is meeting on Thursday to discuss a new design.
That's cool. Not very sophisticated to do, but still very cool because all of this stuff is only cool because it's so natively integrated into the app.
Apple Intelligence can understand the content of the emails you receive, determine what's most urgent, and surface it right at the top, like a dinner invite for tonight or a boarding pass for your trip this afternoon.
Google has had this for 10 years plus. And now for what is potentially going to be the most abused feature in Apple Intelligence, Genmoji.
But even with thousands of emoji to choose from, there are times when you can't quite find the right one for how you feel. So we're introducing Genmoji.
Dawn Power Wash has 3 cleaning boosters not found in traditional dish soaps. It's more than soap, it's power wash.
When you have rheumatoid arthritis, the smallest things can feel like the biggest obstacles. But Xeljan...
Leveraging the power of Apple Intelligence, you can create Genmoji on device right in the keyboard and match any moment perfectly. Just provide a description and you'll see your Genmoji appear right before your eyes, along with more options to choose from.
Do you all remember Facebook's AI stickers and how quickly that was abused, from people creating Hitler stickers to Elon Musk making out with Mussolini? I mean, it really got abused extremely quickly, and I bet Apple's going to face that same problem. All right, next is their version of DALL-E. They're calling it Image Playground, which is kind of cool. Gives people the ability to create generative images anywhere, which is pretty cool. It's in any app that you want, which will be available in different apps.
To get started, you can choose from a range of concepts like themes, costumes, accessories, places, and more.
So much stricter guardrails than obviously DALL-E, which can create anything you describe as long as it's not copyrighted or something against their terms of service.
When you select them, they get added to your playground. No need to engineer the perfect prompt. In a few seconds, you'll see Apple Intelligence creates a preview of what your image could look like.
All right, I actually missed this the first time that I watched this, but he said no need to create the perfect prompt. And I think what they identified is that experience of iterating over and over again to get that perfect image is probably not going to work for the vast majority of consumers. And so they created a new interface to generate images. So let's keep watching.
A moment later, you'll see more previews you can swipe through. This all happens on device, so you have the freedom to experiment and create as many images as you want. This is great for quickly responding to your friends with just the right image. When you have a really specific idea in mind, you could just type a description to add it to your playground. And you can easily adjust which style you want to use. And choose from animation, sketch, or illustration. Whichever suits the vibe of your conversation.
No realism, though. Keep that in mind. All right, and they've built a dedicated image playground app, which we'll just go through really quickly.
To make it easy to experiment with creating images, we've also built a dedicated image playground app. You can use it to try out styles, play around with different concepts, and make something to share with friends in other apps or on social media. And for developers, they can integrate the new image playground experience in their app too, with a new API.
All right, next they're going to talk about a new feature called Image Wand, which is actually pretty cool. Nothing revolutionary, but cool nonetheless. Let's watch.
Suppose you want a better image for your architectural history course. With Image Wand, you can circle your rough sketch using Apple Pencil to open up an image playground within your note. Image Wand uses on-device intelligence to analyze your sketch and words and creates an image for you. But what's really fun is that you can even circle empty space, and it will pull out context in the surrounding area to suggest the ideal image to go with your note. It has never been easier to make your notes more visual and engaging.
All right, now they will talk about the ChatGPT integration, and listen to how subtly they talk about it and how they really open it up to being just one of many larger frontier models that you can integrate. And eventually they're going to have their own frontier model, but let's watch.
Still, there are other artificial intelligence tools available that can be useful for tasks that draw on broad world knowledge or offer specialized domain expertise. We want you to be able to use these external models without having to jump between different tools. So we're integrating them right into your experiences. And we're starting out with the best of these, the pioneer and market leader ChatGPT from OpenAI, powered by GPT-4o. First, we build support into Siri, so Siri can tap into ChatGPT's expertise when it might be helpful for you. For example, if you need menu ideas for an elaborate meal to make for friends using some freshly caught fish and ingredients from your garden, you can just ask Siri. Siri determines that ChatGPT might have good ideas for this, asks your permission to share your question, and presents the answer directly.
But where's the voice? GPT-4o, the voice demonstrations that they gave about, I don't know, a month ago were incredible. That was clearly what Siri needs to be. But not only have we barely heard any voice in WWDC from Siri, they aren't even talking about it at all. And ChatGPT-4o is not voice-based. It's so interesting. I think it's obvious that Apple wants Siri to be its own voice and not use one of the off-the-shelf ones that OpenAI is providing. But still, not having a compelling voice product in their Apple Intelligence launch is very surprising to me.
You can also include photos with your questions. If you want some advice on decorating, you can take a picture and ask, what kind of plants would go well on this deck? Siri confirms if it's okay to share your photo with ChatGPT and brings back relevant suggestions. It's a seamless integration. In addition to photos, you can also ask questions related to your documents, presentations, or PDFs. We've also integrated ChatGPT into the system-wide writing tools with Compose. You can create content with ChatGPT for whatever you're writing about. Suppose you want to create a custom bedtime story for your 6-year-old who loves butterflies and solving riddles. Put in your initial idea and send it to ChatGPT to get something back she'll love. Compose can also help you tap into ChatGPT's image capabilities to generate images in a wide variety of styles to illustrate your bedtime story. You'll be able to access ChatGPT for free without creating an account.
That's killer. ChatGPT 4o for free in macOS. How much do you think Apple is paying OpenAI to do that? But at the same time, it's interesting because Google pays Apple to be their default search engine. So there's probably an opportunity in the future where once people start showing intent to purchase something, all of a sudden the equation gets flipped and the value is in Apple delivering that user, that eyeball, to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT, OpenAI, will start paying Apple. That is a prediction, but not sure how likely that is.
And for ChatGPT subscribers, you'll be able to connect your account and access paid features right within our experiences. Of course, you're in control over when ChatGPT is used and will be asked before any of your information is shared.
Man, Steve Jobs must be rolling over in his grave to see this. I am truly disappointed. While watching this entire Apple Intelligence presentation, I was crossing my fingers and hoping everybody got it wrong with the OpenAI partnership because I want more competition, and it seems like they were all right. Also, I think it's interesting that ChatGPT does not have the access that Apple Intelligence has with deep integrations into your personalization and the apps itself being able to control the phone. So they really positioned it to be this separate single point of integration, which is probably the smartest thing you could do if you did have to work with OpenAI, aka Microsoft. And I almost skipped over this part, but this is such a subtle statement, but so critically important. Let's watch.
iPadOS 18 and macOS Sequoia later this year. We also intend to add support for other AI models in the future.
Oh, look at that. He basically de-risked Apple from OpenAI by saying, hey, we're going to add other models in the future. So they are really just de-risking as much as possible. So that was the Apple Intelligence announcement. And Apple was extremely conservative with their announcements. They de-risked themselves as much as they could from OpenAI. I think a lot of what they announced, especially when you're running all of these things locally on your device, is very compelling, and I hope they continue to expand on that. But a lot of the stuff that they announced was pretty gimmicky. The times where Siri can actually perform actions on your behalf, now that's the future. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
The fresh scent of a trip to Fiji, without the baggage handling fees. Old Spice Fiji Body Wash and Deodorant. 24/7 shower clean and 24/7 long-lasting freshness. Fresher than a fresh Fiji breeze.
Here's a battle playing out for our very humanness. It sets the context for every event that is unfolding in our world. There's something deep within each of us, so powerful, so precious, that nations will go...
Joe Rogan Podcast, check it out!
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day!
You get it.
I get it. I get the whole thing.
You see how powerful you feel?
Yeah, you feel like you can talk shit, like you're in another dimension.
All the things that you do, like working out and succeeding, you don't need to really do a lot of that. If you put these on, you get a lot of the effects of like your, like being a trained fighter and all that crap. If you just put these on, you kind of get the idea of that. Until someone calls you out and kills you.
But yeah, you gotta avoid like actual conflict.
You gotta run away.
But you do feel superior to people.
Oh, for sure.
Like you have a suit on or something.
Yeah,
like
it keeps you away. There's a distance between you and other people now.
That must be why celebrities wear them when they go out.
Probably.
Like we'll see like at concerts or UFC fights, you'll see celebrities with full-on sunglasses.
Interesting.
Yeah. They're like a cat hiding underneath a chair and the tail's hanging out. It's like, you can't see me, but I can see you, stupid.
Yeah. No, people, they do give you some, and a lot of people, I guess, are on drugs.
Yeah, that's probably why.
And then their eyes are bugged out of their head.
I just think they're trying to avoid eye contact with people. Because then people are trying to give them a script.
Yeah, I think that's true. They just don't want to be left alone.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be left alone in public, maybe that's the only way to do it.
You just gotta wear these things. And they're getting bigger and bigger, and
these are so huge.
They're crazy.
This is like a rich lady who gets out of a car with a small dog.
They're crazy, and you wear them, and when I got them as a joke, but then you just keep doing it.
Because they're good.
Because they're good. They're actually fun. And people come up to you and say nice things about the sunglasses.
Which is weird.
Which is weird. They'll go, these sunglasses are really cool. And like cool people. Like black people, like those, you know what I mean? Like a black guy will go, those shades are cool, and I'll go, that's great. Like if a guy like me says it means nothing, I would throw them out. But
well, it was for this is like a bad sunglasses from the 80s.
Yeah,
like what Brian Bosworth used to wear. You remember the Boz?
I don't.
He was a guy who was famous for his sunglasses. He was a big-time football player.
Interesting.
He was one of those. You know, every now and then, one of those fellas, like, what's his name? The one that's dating Taylor Swift?
Travis Kelce.
That guy. Like, when one of those guys breaks through and becomes famous, that was the Boz.
Oh, wow.
See? Those are corny as shit in 2000. But here we are, in 2024.
They're back.
Invest in bell-bottoms,
They're
kids.
absolutely back. They're absolutely back.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a mullet, too.
Everything comes back. Mullets are back.
Yeah, mullets are back. Theo probably helped with that.
Big
and
time.
lesbians.
Theo.
Lesbians.
There's not enough new ideas. You gotta recycle certain ideas.
After a while, you go, the mohawk's not that bad.
Yeah, of course.
What's the problem?
Everything was baggy, and then everything was tight, and now everything's getting baggy again.
Yeah. The ladies are wearing baggy pants.
A lot of people are wearing baggy stuff, but then that'll probably swing.
Yeah, I thought the whole idea of the tight pants is to show your body. That's what it's for, right?
For sure.
Yeah. What happened, lady?
I don't know.
Why'd you go baggy?
Something happened.
I don't get it. Go back to the tight stuff.
Yeah.
That looks better.
Well, they feel no one can objectify them if they wear a bag.
Yet they'll go to the gym in yoga pants.
That's right.
That are so thin you could literally like read Braille through them.
Right.
And you see your full vagina
it's just hanging out.
And a lot of these gals are not wearing panties because they don't want the line. I don't want that to be a line. So they have just raw pussy covered by yoga pants out there in the wild.
We're kind of lucky as comedians to wear pretty much. We don't, like you dress up in a suit for UFC and for other stuff.
Yeah.
But most of us don't.
Yeah, I don't mind a suit. I like it. I wear, if I have to go somewhere special.
Yeah.
Throw a suit on.
Right.
I don't mind it. Sebastian's into it, boy, that guy.
They wear it. I saw Seinfeld at Gotham. He's in it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
People wear them. Mulaney wears one.
Yeah,
like
they
I
like
think,
to wear
yeah.
It gives you a certain, you feel like you're some sort of an expert.
For sure.
You're definitely better than the guy in the hoodie.
Yes, I agree. But I'm the guy in the hoodie, and I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree too.
When I see Seinfeld, I go, I agree that you are. And it's it's not even fashion. He's better in every way.
I wear hoodies 3 days a week.
It's fun to wear a hoodie and jeans.
Yeah, it's casual.
It's a great...
loose. I feel comfortable.
It's a great thing to just...
soft.
And to be able to make money in a hoodie's great.
Yes.
That's the cool thing about it. To have jeans on and go, I'm going to make money in a hoodie and jeans.
I think that's what John Fetterman was getting into when he went into the Congress.
That's what he was doing.
Look, if I'm going to be rich now, I'm going to dress like what I would dress like if I was like Rick Rubin.
He's kind of an interesting guy now because now he's starting to make sense, which is
what
strange.
The fuck is going on? Did the stroke knock some sense into
I don't know what happened, but he's like actually coming out of the gate with some like very rational things.
Yeah, hot, good takes on everything.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, on everything.
And I'm like, if that's what Sweatpants does, let's do it.
I wonder if like when he was running, he was recovering from the stroke, and so that was why he would have those moments where his brain would sink off, and we'd be like, this guy's fucked. He can't be a senator.
Right.
But maybe what it really is it just takes a while for everything to come back, and now it's all back.
Right.
And now he's making sense. Because I haven't seen any of those videos since of him. You know, there was a few videos where it was like me if I eat like a 500 milligram edible.
He was out of it. For a period of time.
Yeah, he was gone. He was in this place where it just didn't make sense what he was saying.
Yeah, but now he's back, and it feels like, from my perspective, that the things he's saying are pretty logical.
What a crazy political move.
Yeah.
Recover from a stroke publicly.
Right.
While in the middle of a campaign.
In a sweatsuit.
Against a guy who's famous.
Right.
And still win.
And then get progressively better and make more sense. Because our guy, that's the president, is getting worse, and Fetterman's getting better.
I'm of the opinion, and I think you are too, that Biden doesn't exist. I believe...
It could be the first AI thing.
I think he's a living human being, don't get me wrong, but there's nothing there. It doesn't exist. So
it's not there.
I don't think there's a question about this.
Right.
So everything around him is what's supporting the country, which is kind of crazy.
Right.
Kind of shows you that the system kind of works.
Sure.
You know, when you got a guy like that, it's a great kind of stress test to see, like, what happens.
Yeah.
When you get a guy that's just going... And also, how much you can gaslight people into voting for him again.
Yes.
How much you can gaslight people into voting for the people around him again is what it really is. People you don't even know. Like this mysterious cabal of humans that's actually running the country.
Well, it's such a weird thing.
Let me get up out of here because I'm hungry now.
He was pretty good, but he was heavily drugged. Like something, and you might know more than I know about, like certain types of things that you can do. Like what you've had all these doctors on and stuff. Is there a way to make that guy like that for the debates? Is he going to be able to? Because now he wasn't great.
What I would recommend is I would time it correctly, right? So I'd recommend that he got lots of sleep. I would cut all the ice cream out of his diet for several days, all the bullshit out of his diet. Then I would give him NAD infusions and IV vitamin infusions multiple days in a row, like 3 or 4 days in a row.
Yeah.
Then the day of, I would make sure that he eats really well, gets a lot of sleep, and then I would fill him up. I'd fill him up with Adderall, I'd give him testosterone, I would give him human growth hormone, I'd give him nootropics, I'd give him everything that we know that creatine helps with. It actually does.
No, I'm sure.
Creatine is a cognitive enhancer.
I'm thinking of him getting all these injections in that
creatine
skin.
Just supplement.
Just that purple skin from all the marks.
Oh God.
That skin that's just wound so thin. It's spun so thin on his body. All of the bruising from all of these needles of stuff that they need to shoot him up with to just be coherent for an hour.
Isn't it crazy? Like when Obama was president, the worst they could get on him was, remember when he wore that tan suit?
Right.
Yeah. He never had a single moment publicly where he stumbled, where he said something really stupid. This is insane.
It's insane. It's much worse than even, remember George W. Bush?
Mm-hmm.
And he would, say silly things.
Yeah.
This is, so far down the road from that.
It's so far down the road. It's so far down the road that it's I think it's elder abuse. I really do. I mean, if it was any other job, it would be elder abuse. If there was a guy who was running the corner grocery store and his family was making him run it, and he was that old and they had money, you'd be like, what the fuck are you doing to your dad? Why are you making your dad work? Your dad's out of it.
Yeah, why would you do... Yeah, there was a guy in New York, this legendary guy, Dom, who ran this pizzeria called DeFara's, which is, like, widely thought of as the best pizza in New York, and he was so old, and at the very end, he was just over the pie with the oil and cutting basil, and it was like, you felt bad, because the pie was amazing, but you're watching a guy at the end of his life
making pizza,
very old, and he would struggle. He'd put it in the thing. It was hard. It was like you kind of gasped. And that's what we have now, except it's with Russia.
Yeah, but however, if I went to a pizza place and there's a guy who loves making pizza so much that here he's fucking dying.
Right.
It's his last days. He's still, I'm going to make you a nice pie.
Yes.
I'm going to make you a nice pie.
And he fought.
He must love the fact that his pizza is awesome.
Yes, he loved it.
Yeah, if you make good food, it's probably a lot like killing.
Yeah. For sure.
You know? Like you kill on stage, everybody loved it. Great, we had a great time. Thank you. I'm so happy you guys had fun.
You gotta wonder what the reward is for Biden. Like, is it even fun? It can't be fun.
Can't be fun.
Why does he even want to do this?
That guy making that pizza, when someone folds a slice of that pie and goes,
yeah.
Oh my God.
They're into it.
It's like they're killing.
And that guy goes, I've made all of these people happy.
Yes.
But this guy, I mean, this just came out in the Wall Street Journal where they're saying that he's like showing signs like behind closed doors.
Wait. What are you saying?
I know. It's shocking.
This is crazy.
It's shocking.
It's what? When President Biden met with congressional leaders in the West Wing in January to negotiate Ukraine funding deal, he spoke so softly at times that some participants struggled to hear him. According to 5 people familiar with the meeting, he read from notes to make obvious points, paused for extended periods, and sometimes closed his eyes for so long that some in the room wondered whether he had tuned out.
Or died.
But are they can't change him out now. Right? You and I both thought it was going to happen in May.
We were convinced. I remember texting you. I was convinced. I actually heard from people that were in kind of, around the Trump campaign that thought they were also preparing to run against somebody who wasn't Biden.
Right.
And they had believed that. They were like, it's going to be Newsom or somebody. And it hasn't been. So why, not to sound like a nut, but why are they so committed to this guy? There's something weird about it. There's something strange about it.
Do you think that's it? I think he's the sitting president, and they gaslit everybody into thinking he was fine. So now they would have to change course radically to justify getting him out of office. If they just published an article, I think it was in the Times, that was talking about Biden saying that his age is his superpower. Did you see that?
Yes.
And then Seth, what's his name? The guy from the fucking Family Guy?
Seth MacFarlane.
That guy retweeted it.
Right.
And was like, this is an amazing, I couldn't have written this better
thing.
What?
Right. Yeah.
What?
His age is his superpower.
So you'd have to turn that back. So you'd have to get all these people. Do you remember when there was a whole list of a bunch of celebrities? They used to make videos where they would tell you what to do.
Right.
What we need to do. What we need to do. The end of democracy. Remember the bunch of them did that before the 2016 election?
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Those people, of all, you would have to do something like that with Biden.
Well, what's interesting about Biden is they put him in, kind of, because they kind of stacked the Democratic primary. They killed the momentum of Sanders. And there was a lot of people. Biden was, like, very behind and then sprung out at the end.
They manipulated it. Just like they did with Hillary. Just like Donna Brazile wrote about in her book.
They manipulated it to get him in. And it's just weird to me that when everyone sees it so clearly and Trump is up in every poll, why they wouldn't just have him go out, give a very patriotic speech about, you know what? I thought I could do it, but now I can't. I thought I was okay.
Because there's no one other than her. So if you try to
put her in again,
if you try to promote her as president against Trump, Democrats are going to vote for Trump.
She should lose one more time.
But she's going to lose in a way that's
it's
crazy.
No, they have nobody else. That's the other thing.
But the thing is, he should lose in a way that's crazy if you're looking at like competence, because he's so old. But people will vote for him just because the machine behind him has kept the country.
It's still
relatively okay.
Yeah.
You're still going out to dinner. You're still taking plane flights. For
sure.
No aliens have landed.
Not yet.
You know, Ukraine hasn't spilled over into America. It's all okay.
Not yet.
Kind of.
Right?
So you would probably, especially if you're one of those celebrities that made that video about Trump, you can't turn course now.
No.
Those people, that's out there forever. You know? Remember those?
Well, it's also, I think, older...
There's no heaven?
Yeah.
There's no Remember that one?
I think older people kind of like... Some of them like it because they go, yeah, well, good for him. There's a lot of older people that don't want to step down.
Like when white guys want a white heavyweight
That's
boxing
exactly
champion.
right. And there's a lot of old people that go, I'm not going to retire.
Right.
I'm not going to step down. I don't want to go into assisted living.
Remember Frankie made that pie till the day he died.
Yeah.
Till the day he died.
Yeah.
He was 102 years old. He put the basil on, dropped dead.
Yeah. I think they look at this guy and they say, good for him. Yeah. He's one of us.
There's a little bit of that going on.
He's one of us.
I definitely think there's a little bit of that going on. I don't think that's...
Trump will beat him, I think, from jail.
Yeah, 100%.
Trump will win.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's real.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, look, I don't want to cry election fraud, but why would I imagine that they would manipulate everything openly except the election?
But this is
you know what I'm saying?
But this is what I'm saying to you. Is it not possible that they haven't gone off Joe Biden because there was some fuckery in the last election?
Well,
is it not possible to some degree that they have this rabid insistence on this clearly dementia-ridden guy because their promises have been made and there are people in positions of power that could speak? I don't know anything.
That's a possibility.
I
mean, it's just a guess, right? Who knows?
I'm just asking the kinds of questions that people on Twitter will call me a name for asking. But
you gotta stop reading that.
Yeah,
that's
true.
I
don't read it.
Boy, that's a nice. Once you break yourself free,
I know. I'm not on it as much.
You feel so much better. Lex goes into a dark hole every few days.
I know. Well, it's
I hope he doesn't read the stuff about the Kevin Spacey interview.
Life is dark. Oh, he's interviewed Spacey?
He did, yeah.
God damn it, we wanted Spacey.
I
wanted Spacey.
You can get Spacey.
I know, but then I'm the fifth person to have Spacey.
Listen, you'll be the most
fun. I know Weinstein's coming here first. I know you're going to have him as soon as he gets out of jail.
He's never getting out of jail.
I hope he does.
I don't think he's ever getting out.
By the way, he should.
Isn't he in jail for the rest of his life?
No, it's turning around, Joe.
What do you mean?
It's turning around.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you don't know?
What? What's going on?
They just overturned all of his convictions. What? Well, get some of what I'm... What? But
are you
I'm
fucking
telling you, the prosecutors in the Harvey Weinstein case were encouraging the whatever you want to call them, right? The people,
victims.
The victims. And yes, they are victims. But she was encouraging them to just... When I was a juror on a murder trial, and you're instructed as a juror, this was years ago, but you're instructed to only consider the facts of the case. You can only discuss the facts of the case. These victims were out there, and they were permitted and encouraged by a very overzealous prosecutor to share things that weren't related to the case. And the fact that the jury could have based their... Here it is.
Wednesday's hearing ahead of Weinstein's retrial comes just over a month after the New York Court of Appeals, by a 4-3 vote, ruled the testimony of prior bad acts witnesses should not have been allowed because it was unnecessary to establish defendant's intent and served only to establish defendant's propensity to commit the crimes charged. He was convicted in 2020 of first-degree criminal sexual assault and third-degree rape, and then he was sentenced to 23 years in prison. He has maintained his innocence. So what are they saying now? They have a retrial.
They're going to do a retrial.
Wow. How old is he now? Because he looked fucking terrible before he was going into jail. He was walking around with a cane and a
He's in his early 70s, but this is when directors do their best work. No, truly.
But he's not a director.
Right, producers, whatever. I have confidence in him is what I'm saying. I think if he gets
out, get out and kick some ass?
I think he gets out. He's got a lot to prove.
I think they're not even letting
Hollywood believes in nothing. They will absolutely let him work. They will let him work, and he should work if listen, if the retrial happens and they let him and it doesn't work, it is what it is, you know?
Wow. Imagine if he gets out. Imagine if it was all bullshit.
Well, I don't know how. It's like
I was gonna stop a little while ago, but
they all
then
lived through.
Yeah.
Was so,
I tried to go
to
like straight 6 o'clock. I don't think I'm gonna make it. I'm too hungry. I tried to make it to 6. I've been here almost 3 hours this afternoon though. I really just want to get this one done. But it's looking good. We're almost there.
In California. Oh, so there's another
a little more
case
skin
which
tone.
was also sentenced to.
Yeah, we'll work on that somewhere tomorrow.
So he'll be transferred to a California prison? No matter what.
I'm like 10 minutes shy of 6.
That was what they did. The crazy thing about him is he looked like that guy that would do that. He looked exactly like the guy that behaved the way they behaved. Yes. Like Dave Chappelle had a bit about it. Oh, he raped. Right.
Like, looking at him, like you look at a guy. But it's the other thing about him. It's so crazy is how many photographs of famous people were with him and how many people thanked him when they won the award.
Of course.
It's so, and how it was this open secret, but it's just like they accepted this deal with the devil. Like the devil's gonna make you a star if you suck his dick, and apparently that's what he would do.
Yeah.
Whitney told me that there was girls that he knew, that she knew rather, that did the deal, and it was a deal. Like, you suck his dick, he's gonna get you in this movie, and they sucked his dick and they got in the movie. Like, he would hold up his end of the bargain, which is one of the reasons why he was so powerful.
That's wild. Alright, it's close enough to 6. And I'm hungry as heck. So, appreciate you chilling in the studio with me this afternoon. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will get with you next time. Peace.